Remember the name, Aljamain Sterling. It ain't safe, motherfuckers.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to the weekly scraps. We got a great podcast coming up for you guys right now. UFC 298 is in the books, and it was a great fight card, a great event. Man, there's so much good that came out of it. Of course, we had one of our guys on the card, and I loved everything about it. His moment, his time to shine for his country, for himself, and just for the team in general, you know. We got Steve, we got Jake Fine on the podcast, and we're going to talk all things fighting in UFC 298. So let's get into it.
What are we starting with, Aljo?
Let's start with the main event. I think that's the way to start this off. The main event.
I'm saying early stoppage.
Early
Jake
stoppage.
Jake said that.
I'm saying early stoppage.
Nah, Jake said
Volk
that.
was
during
still
the
in that fight.
That's crazy.
No, I'm kidding.
Nah, he said that at the fight, like when it first happened. Everyone was like, "What do you want from him, Jake? You want him dead?
No,
What do
so
even
he went down, and then the ref jumped in right away, and my instant reaction was like, "Damn, was that an early stoppage?"
Nah, he didn't. It wasn't like that though. He was like,
Instant
"Damn,
reaction.
early stoppage." It wasn't a
No,
question.
no. I looked over. Pumi was right next to me. I look over. I'm like, "Was that an early stoppage?"
After the initial early stoppage.
No.
Yeah.
Also, I had 5 bourbons in me, so that.
I mean, he got cracked and sent, bro.
Bro,
that was an
overhand
icing. That was
right
an
on the
icing.
chin.
Once I saw the replay, I didn't think.
No,
it was
but like
an
here's the
early
problem, and I don't
stoppage,
say like problem, but like, look, honestly, I think just where they're at in their careers, I think Ilia was gonna get this done like one way or another. I mean, just the confidence, everything. The guy was fucking ready to go, but also like, I mean, you got knocked out 4 months ago. Did you think jumping into a fight camp against a fucking boxer that can box his ass off a really good idea? Like, it's like, especially like if you're going against like a solid boxer like Ilia Topuria, like I would think you're trying to box with the best guys, and you can't really do that necessarily right after you just got knocked out. So like, did he do everything in his power to put all the odds in his favor? I'm gonna say actually physically impossible or just irresponsible if he did in a lot of ways. Like, just no matter how you look at it, like this was not.
The fans don't get that, though. The fans don't get that. They think it's just, well, he signed the fight. I'm like, there are excuses, but then there are some excuses that are factual, you know? And I think this is one of the talking points that it would be completely naive and ignorant to just completely just forget about that fact that he did just get crushed not too long ago. And he didn't give us a... What were you saying about Freddie Roach?
No, I remember when Manny Pacquiao, he fought, Juan Marquez the 4th time. I just remember because I was in high school, and Pacquiao got starched. Like, it was a bad knockout, like fucking crazy fight. Just ran into a left hand over. He's out cold. And his coach, Freddie Roach, I believe, I mean, look, again, you never know exactly what the exact details are unless you're in the camp, but I think the stories were along the lines of, like he didn't let him back in the gym, like, sparring for over, like, a year. Like, he'd come in and, like, learn and shit, but, like, in terms of, like, training like that, like, it was just like no go for a whole year. And again, like I think a lot of differences in boxing and MMA, obviously, but like the financial aspect of it being one of them. Just he can afford, just staying out for a year, just chilling. But no, just I thought that was just a very responsible move to do. Like the guy got fucking head kick. I mean, for a guy like Volkanovski, he just got head kick KO'd for the first time, just 4 or 5 months ago. And again, he's going into a camp again against a very good, hard-hitting puncher. I just don't think the odds were stacked in his favor to win this one. And
that was October, right? October.
I thought that was October because that's when they do the Abu Dhabi cards in October.
The end of October, and they just fought on the 17th, so it was relatively close.
Like
so you
4
have
months.
November 21st or 22nd, December 22nd, January 22nd, and shortly, so a little less than 4 months to recover from that. And again, I'm not taking nothing away from Ilia because Ilia,
100%.
I got to watch him train and do his preparations here and there with Merab in the back room. They shared the corners with each other in the workout areas. I thought that was pretty cool to watch him, how he was preparing, and mentally he was locked in. Like everything just looked clean, on point. The weight cut, everything he did. He actually didn't have wine this time, his brother was telling me. I'm not sure why that is. I don't know if they maybe figured to like, hey, this is a very big moment. Let's not do that anymore kind of a thing.
I
But
totally
either
forgot about
way,
that.
I thought he would have been a tough guy to beat for Volk regardless. But I just don't think you do yourself any favors by coming back that soon, because now the chances of you being able to possibly take that right hand clean on the chin is just completely going out the window. Like you saw when he got hit, it looked like someone just hit the off button and it just collapsed. I was like, damn, that's not a good sign.
Not
Do you,
scary.
do you think if he had like a full time to recover from the last knockout, that same shot would put him out in this, or do you think it was because his chin was so messed up from the last one?
I don't know. It's hard to
No
say.
idea.
I mean, Ilia can crack, bro. Like I got to watch him and his brother hit pads.
Yeah,
They can crack, man.
Yeah.
So anyone getting hit cleanly to the chin like that is probably getting sat down and probably getting that off button hit. Doop, reset.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. But I just do think we just wouldn't know because he didn't give himself that opportunity to see if maybe he could have. Maybe he would have been rocked, wobbled, and not just completely off. It was what's that movie we just watched? With Denzel Washington's he's his son, and it's about robots and AI. And he tells the robot off, and then he goes, "Not off, stand by." So he's saying like, because if you say off, that means you're killing the machine. That's like killing machines. So yeah, I feel like he hits him and he just goes off, and the fight was just like that. It was
All
just
right, well,
I thought he fought
It's a
well
little
until
disrespectful.
he didn't.
no, that's how it goes. Like, I mean, look, that's just how. Unfortunately, that's how the sport goes. Like, and that's what I was saying earlier too about the whole like Manny Pacquiao sitting out a year. Like, Volkanovski's 35. I think that's like the cursed number in MMA, right? Like 35 years old. I mean, sitting out for a year doesn't necessarily help. I mean, that's what I'm saying. You can't say with certainty that he would have been KO'd or he wouldn't have been KO'd if he took more time off. But I think in his mind, he thought the cost benefit was, I'm 35 years old. I need to get it while I can still get it. And I'm sure physically he felt good. Like physically, I'm sure he trained like an animal for this. But I don't think in my opinion, I'm assuming your brain isn't ready to take that after getting knocked out by Islam. And again, you never know. Like you cannot say that with certainty in either way. But he just didn't, like Aljo said, he didn't do himself any favors. Like against a guy like Ilia, you would want all the like cards stacked in your favor a little bit.
Yeah.
But again, I think it was just that's what I meant. Like even without the Islam knockout, I thought Topuria is just a tough matchup no matter what. I think anyone can say that regardless. And I'm gonna say the older Volkanovski gets, like no matter what, at this point in their careers, I just don't see Volkanovski really beating a guy like Topuria at this point. Because again, Topuria is fucking young, hungry, 27, confident, fucking unbeaten right now. So he has that confidence. And Volkanovski, 35, now 2 knockout losses in a row. I think you get one legit run like that, and Volkanovski got it. I don't see him. You're not gonna. He's not gonna rattle 20 straight off again like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably not.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably not. Not at the upper echelon of that division at that
Yeah.
age. It's
And he can still get a title shot. Like I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like it's not like but he's not gonna get a 20 like. He's not going to get a title shot and defend it like he just had this ridiculous reign he just had right now. Like I just don't see that being possible. But he can still get there.
what's fascinating to me about Ilya is how far he's gotten with only using a limited tool set. And he can wrestle. He has really good BJJ. He's shown that in the beginning of his career. But in the UFC, he's predominantly only shown his boxing, calf kicks here and there and whatnot. But for the most part, he just punches people's lights out. So I don't know, man. It's kind of crazy because it's almost like Sean Strickland showing that you could just walk someone down and just jab them to death and eventually break them. One of the greatest middleweights of all time. And now you have Ilia Topuria showing like the guy who's more versatile and has more diverse attacks still is not going to be enough to be the guy who's just coming in and primarily just boxing. And that's the part that for me is kind of like, wow, are we seeing like a shift? Is this going to be the shift of MMA where people are going to just get into a more hardcore focus on, well, I'm going to try to get you first and just swing punches and bunches and hopefully I touch you first and you go down? Because that's essentially what Ilia, his style is hands high. He got hit on the nose a bunch with the jab. but he just kept moving his head and eventually just closed the gap, kept coming up short. And then he found the right hand when Volk, for whatever reason, was trying to throw an uppercut as he's going straight back. He exited perfectly every single time until this one time he goes straight back, he hits the cage, and he maybe just goes, I'm not trying to be a punk no more, or I'm not trying to get bullied no more. Don't let him bully you, son. And he tries to throw the uppercut. And as his hand is coming up, this right hand is coming over his shoulder, and Ilia just crushes him on the chin. Like you see it when they change the angle. I'm like, damn, that was pretty. That was just pinpoint accurate. And damn, I think the guy's a problem, man.
Now, right on the chin too, and just like you were saying too, like the problem was that I thought Ilia was just good whenever he kind of does this generally in his career. I think whenever he puts someone against the cage, the guy can fucking do some damage. Like it's almost like in a boxing ring when you put a guy in the corner against the ropes, like he just has nowhere to go. He kind of does the same thing in MMA. Just the instant he puts a guy in the cage, you know he's about to unload a fucking bomb on you. And I mean,
Yeah.
Volk. That's what I'm saying. Like now, he can watch that fight and probably see like some of the mistakes some decisions he could have made differently. Like even every time he kind of tried to, I think, exit out, he could have probably tried to maybe clinch him or just try to get under him, even shoot his own takedowns. But yeah, that time it just didn't pay off. He pulled straight out, his back hit the cage, and Ilia just unloaded that fucking bomb. And he doesn't just throw one punch. He throws like 4 punch, like went one to the body, one to the head, landed that overhand. He was gonna fall through with that hook if Volk was still there. Like that guy can box his ass off. Like that guy is fun to watch.
Yeah. So Jake, like, how do you see someone beating a guy like this?
I was about,
He's like
I was
laughing.
about to
He's
ask
just
you.
laughing.
I swear I was about to say
This
like
guy Aljo's a
this
super
guy's
villain.
the champ of your new weight class. Like, do you think he's gonna be champ for a long time, or like what do you think's gonna how do you think he's gonna do as the champion? And like you're coming for him, so like what do you see? Like how would you fight a guy like this?
I think he's gonna do very well against guys who predominantly box. Um, I think Volk had a really good game plan. It was kind of like the footwork, and that's what I said even before leading up to it. It's like Volk's got to be able to touch and go, and hope that Ilia slows down and get a couple of takedowns and bank rounds. But if he gets touched, I just had a feeling like, man, he's gonna put him down. I just don't think he's fully recovered. And even if he is fully recovered, a guy like that, you let him cleanly touch you, I think you're going out regardless. Yeah, I don't know. I think he could be on. I think he could be champ for quite some time if he really wants to. That's a hard style to fight. I mean, what do? Folk try to kick his arms and try to get his arms tired, maybe try to break the forearms by him having to block heavy kicks. You got a guy like Yair Rodriguez, who's a good kicker, a guy like Sean Woodson, who's super tall for the weight and does all this crazy stuff. Like there's styles that make these fights and make them why they're as exciting as they are. And I think that's what we're gonna have to wait and see. A guy like Brian Ortega, who's got a hell of a chin. You know what I mean? So there's a lot of good guys. Mosar Evloev, he doesn't really get hit too often, but we know he will decision the hell out of you. And if he gets to his legs, what does that look like? But like I said, Ilia can actually wrestle. I don't even think Mosar would be able to. He struggled with Arnold Allen quite a bit. I think, to be fair, he struggled with him a little bit or had some resistance against a guy like this who actually knows how to wrestle and actually has really good jiu-jitsu. It's a tough matchup for anybody. So I think he could be a champ for quite some time. If even for me, like if I had the opportunity to fight him, say I finish Calvin Kattar, I make a big statement, they want something new, something fresh. The Brian Ortega Yair fight isn't that great. Maybe they throw me in there. I'm looking at it like I got my work cut out for me. Like there's not an easy fight. Like that's just being as honest as it is. Like I know I could punch, but it's not how hard you can hit, man. It's like sometimes you got to be able to take that back. And I think he does a good job with his defense. Even the punches that are landing, he doesn't really get hit too cleanly. And I think a lot of people can watch him and take a lot of notes and see how he's able to take these little tiny steps, cut you off, take these feints, and then unload his combinations and put these people away. Tough.
Just footwork your way out of there, you know?
I mean, that's kind of what Volk tried.
It's kind of like the only thing you can really do.
Yeah, I mean, I think you can do some different things too.
I would head
but
kick him. That's what I would do. But
Jake would use that
That's
Taekwondo
just
brown
me.
belt.
not a yellow belt, Steve.
Damn. No, I think, look, dude, this is MMA. Like MMA, this is the best and worst part about it. Like a guy like Volk, who's in my opinion not pound for pound GOAT, but like at the time the pound for pound best guy, can just get chin checked, and that's how the sport goes. Like a guy can be on top of the world, and
Literally.
you never know. Like again, I always reference Cody Garbrandt in that situation too. Like Cody Garbrandt, young, hungry, fucking world champ, came out of fucking nowhere. I thought that guy was gonna be I thought he was gonna be the GSP of 135 for a little bit. I thought that guy was gonna be like untouchable because of the way he.
Cody Garbrandt?
Yeah, when he danced on Dominic Cruz, I'm like,
Bro,
this
come
dude
on.
is not. No one's beating this guy. I was like, come on, this guy can hit. He's too fast. He's too young, athletic. And then just a couple fights later, he's on the prelims of an Aljo card. No, like, it's terrible. It's terrible. But like, no, just it's crazy how this fucking dude. This sport it will do you dirty. Like you got to be ready for all this shit. Like, and you got to hope it doesn't. But that's the deal.
You ever had someone put like just the way I think, you ever get hit so hard, it's just like a bing. It's literally like what it feels like if someone takes like a metal trash can, put it over your head, and just whacks it with a baseball bat, and you just hear it like your ears is just ringing. That's what it feels like to get hit flush on that chin like that. You were just stunned, unless you just go to sleep, but then you were just stunned,
Rattled.
dude. I don't know. Yeah, this game is unforgiving.
Yeah.
Here one day, on bottom the next, and sometimes the highest highs, the lowest lows. But congrats again to Ilia, and
Oh yeah.
Volk has got nothing to be ashamed about. He's got to figure out what he wants to do. If he wants to come back, that's 2 KOs in a row. I think if he does decide to come back, he should take some serious time off and just let his body heal, even if it's just to do technical things. Relax, hang with the family, enjoy the kids, and that's it.
Yeah.
What we got next?
Congratulations, Georgia.
Who?
Costa versus
I
Whittaker.
was gonna say Georgia, fucking Team Georgia, all the Georgians that are at the gym.
Oh,
Dude, it's
it was
basically a
nuts,
national
dude.
holiday for them, bro.
It was like a swarm of people in the streets over in Georgia.
Come on, man. Oh, how sick was that? It was like 7 a.m. I mean,
That's literally crazy.
some of the guys from our gym, like Georgie, shout out Georgie from the gym. He's telling me it's like a national holiday over there. Like this
Yeah.
is like the crazy dude. He was like, "This is our Super Bowl. Like tonight is the Super Bowl." I'm like,
That's
"Let's go,
insane.
baby. That's sick."
We don't have that here in the States.
And they had Merab winning.
Come on, that's what I'm
Merab
saying.
and Ilia
We'll
won.
definitely go both. We'll definitely go to that too. I mean, fucking Merab killed.
I'm
I mean,
going to Spain. Fuck that shit.
What? Oh man.
Dana said he was gonna do a pay-per-view in Spain and have Ilia headline it.
Oh yeah, 100%, and I'm gonna be there.
That's sick. I'm trying to
Oh,
go
this
to
man said,
that.
"Aljo, I'm gonna be there.
That's literally
I want to take part.
Let's go."
That's gonna be a crazy event. It's just gonna be
Oh
nuts.
yeah,
The amount of
Spain
people-
crazy.
is
Spain,
dope.
that's
dude.
sick.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be nice. Costa, Whittaker. I mean,
Great fight.
really good fight.
Yeah.
That spinning wheel kick that landed at the
Are
end
you
of that
kidding
round.
me? This
Yo,
man's
if-
a 220-pound behemoth.
If rounds were 5 minutes and 30 seconds, Paulo Costa would be champion right now.
That's crazy.
Yo, I don't. You know what was super impressive though to me about Robert Whittaker was his timing, his combinations, and he just be out here piecing fools up. I'm not calling Costa a fool, but I'm just like, this is just what he does. He's just out here piecing
is.
motherfuckers up. He just
Dude,
does
it's
that.
the best. Bobby
And he
Knuckles.
just bouncing around. Bobby Knuckles, the smaller guy, almost every single time, bouncing.
Hands to the
Da,
floor.
da, da. And he'll do that one where he's jabbing and then he throws the hook. It's like pop, pop. Or he'll come with the 1-2 same side head kick. I don't even think he even threw that one in this fight. And those calf
Yeah.
kicks.
Brutal. I'll tell you, Paulo Costa, a goddamn tank for not even not even flinching to that shit. Because I'm like, sir, your legs got to be shattered. That's insane what I'm looking at. Like he just no-sold all that shit. Like I don't know if all the muscle is actually saving him or what that is, but
Nah,
Paulo
that shit
Costa's
hurts,
a
son.
tough
I don't care what he
That
want to say.
has to, bro. That's a tough motherfucker for eating those. But man, come on, Bobby Knuckles, that dude is one of my all-time favorite
I
fighters.
feel like to lose like that and then come back and win like that is ultra impressive because a lot of guys, when they go on that streak and then they lose, I feel like a lot of them don't come back at all.
Yeah.
You know?
And I thought he came back a little bit too quick himself. But
Fair. Well,
I mean,
that was
he
July.
ate us. Oh, that was July. Okay, we'll
That
see.
was
I was
International
wrong.
Fight Week. That's a pretty good.
Yeah, but he ate a spinning heel kick to the face
Brother.
from Paulo Costa.
I
I'm
mean,
like, I didn't
think-
even know he could do that.
100. That's what I was thinking. I'm like, he can just do that? Like, this guy's 230 pounds right now. Like, what do you mean? Like, how is he just wheel kicking motherfuckers like that? Like,
Yeah.
again, I thought even to Paulo Costa's credit, I thought he fought a great fight. Like Bobby Knuckles is a tough motherfucker, and he was landing his jab. He was landing some good shots too, but he just got out. I just thought, I mean, Whittaker definitely just did way more. That's what it came down to. But Paulo, I thought looked solid too. Again, coming off of the Rockhold fight over a year ago at this point, I thought that was a solid showing against still a top guy in the division.
Yeah, and I feel like Whittaker, you could tell, was the way faster fighter. It was like he was throwing punches and Costa couldn't even see it coming at him. It was like his reaction time was either slow or maybe he wasn't as locked in. But the way I looked at it was just like Robert is doing such a good job bouncing around on his toes and then utilizing his feints and then stepping in and rooting himself in the ground and just landing those punches and bunches. Where I thought Costa, I was like, man, you need to start feinting because you're biting on everything he's throwing, then you're throwing and you're missing. He's not even there. He had the most success with those kicks. I thought he should do more of that, but of course we all know kicking is very, very tiring. It's exhausting. Great fight, man. Great fight.
I'm trying to see the Robert Whittaker Dricus rematch after that.
I don't know, man.
mean,
I don't want to
we'll
see
see.
Dricus kissing another man again.
Hey,
Yo,
this man
what?
is just. You ever seen?
I don't want to see him
No, I
in
have, but
his
what does that have to
celebratory.
do?
I don't want to
Is
see
that
him
a
in the
cult-
celebratory mode kissing men.
Is that a
It's
cultural
just,
thing? What is that? Like, all right, nah.
Yeah,
it's
but
like-
I'm saying I
there's nothing wrong with
think
it.
Whittaker would win the rematch, to be honest.
You think so?
Yeah. After like that,
I mean, look, it's possible. Maybe.
I feel like Dricus had a
still-
good night on a off night for Whittaker. Like Whittaker proved he's still the man against a guy who's kind of the man.
Was it an off night though?
I mean, it seems that way. That's the only night we've seen him look like that. And
I
then
thought he
came
looked
back and
great
still did
until he
it.
got clapped.
Oh, yo.
Yeah, but like he got clapped in this fight and he
Hey,
still won the
yo,
fight.
my guys, come on! Don't be talking about my guy like that.
He
That's
got
crazy.
absolutely smashed
Come
by
on.
by a
Yeah,
bigger
come on.
man.
Hey yo,
He got
Now,
absolutely
honestly, look,
railed
I will say, look,
backwards.
I like Whittaker because he doesn't. Jesus, that was just.
Should I keep going?
He Now Whittaker didn't make any excuses, but
No,
he was
we
like,
get
He
it,
got
Jake, we get
absolutely raw dogged by the spinning back kick and
my
then
God.
kept winning the fight. I don't know. I'm just saying, like, I think I want to see the Dricus rematch.
No, I wouldn't mind the Dricus rematch. I'd like. Do I?
You want to see Izzy fight for the title again? Is that really what we want to see?
Izzy deserves it more than
Whittaker?
Whittaker right now because
Does he?
Wait,
Okay,
hold
that's
on.
All right. Well, just based on his resume, how about that? If we're gonna go based on that, like.
So
then what about Robert's resume?
Strickland,
his resume
Strickland
phenomenal
beats.
too. How about this? Adesanya definitely has a better storyline. Oh, it's a close one actually.
I don't know about that.
That's actually, you know what?
Whittaker becoming champ again, finally, would be like.
You guys
epic.
might have sold me. I'm a
Izzy
Whittaker
lost to
fan, too.
Strickland, who lost to Dricus. I don't need to see the Izzy title fight.
Yeah,
to be
but
honest.
I mean, Robert lost to Dracus. Like, as an even a quicker.
yeah, but like
equation.
he just won again. Izzy's coming.
Nah,
off the
I
couch.
got to see my African brother scrap.
You want what?
My
I mean-
African brothers.
Oh,
gotta
you know what?
scrap.
That's right. That
That's what I'm saying.
storyline's pretty
That's
good.
what I'm saying. It's a
Yeah.
dope storyline. Like, I don't know. Okay,
It's a
who
cringy.
deserves it
It's a
more?
cringy storyline, but it's one I'm willing to watch and
I'm
watch it
willing to
play
pay a
out.
pay-per-view for
I
it.
don't
I'll
need
put
to
my money
see.
down for
I
that
don't
one,
need to
yeah.
see Izzy calling a white guy the N word again.
He
That's
was
just
drunk
not
for
what I
that. In
need.
his defense, and I'm not gonna
Well, if you-
defend the
I was gonna say if you want to see that, just come to Uniondale.
Jesus Christ.
No, like I don't need that in my life. You know.
Or
Told him to do that
Hempstead.
to me yesterday. Was gonna
Report.
say-
Bring it to the hood. Man, we
Either guy.
not a
Either
lot of
guy.
discrimination.
Wait,
So wait, Han,
neither guy had a
you're
good
telling
one.
me that you don't want to see Whittaker versus Dricus rematch because you think it's going to be the exact same thing.
No,
That's how I'm.
because I think Dricus hit the wrong button on the controller and accidentally knocked down Robert Whittaker, and I was upset about that. And I think he might hit a wrong button again. Like skill for skill, Whittaker is just a prettier fighter in the sense of how his technique looks. Dricus is
You're
not
saying
that.
he's pretty.
Wait, he's technically.
I said his
prettier.
technique.
Yo,
His technique.
you heard that right?
But I will admit, I think Dricus looked cleaner when he fought Sean Strickland. Much cleaner, much improved. I don't know what it is
Not by
about his
much,
fight with Robert
much.
Whittaker where he would look like
Much
he
is
was
a strong
punching.
word.
It looked like he was thumping him. Pause.
Yeah, but
And
Whoa, dude.
but I mean, Whittaker's
this is
moving
getting
like
weird.
Strickland. What?
Yo, he was.
wait, real quick.
He
It's
was
getting
pretty
weird, guys. It's
getting
getting
thumped.
weird.
To
It's what he-
Dricus's Duplessis defense, real quick. Like if you listen to him on interviews, he's a really well thought out guy. Like even I know you said like he pressed the wrong controller on the button, but I think definitely not. Like
No, he pressed the wrong button on the controller, Steve.
I know he would look. If you listen to him in an interview, I don't know if I believe him. Even in the post fight, he's like, "Look, I know Whittaker holds his lead hand low. I'm gonna look to go southpaw and land my right hand over the top of it." And I mean, that's kind of exactly what happened. Like he did. Again, it didn't look good. It didn't look pretty, but he did get the look. He fucking thumped him with that right hand. And
what?
He thumped him.
He thumped him with
what?
that right hand. Nah, he really. But the guy's got the pop in the. I mean, he's got some fucking freakish power.
So we're just gonna say thumped now.
Nah, thump is a real thing.
Gonna give that man a good thumping.
Nah, he thumped
So
him.
the pretty guy who kisses dudes thumped him.
No.
That's what we're going with on this
Listen.
podcast?
Listen, hey,
I'm just making sure we're all on the same page. Like I'm not
Nah, he definitely
misinterpreting this here.
I just don't think, to be fair, Whittaker's. I know he's not the oldest guy, but he's taken a lot of damage. He's fucking had He's had 50 minutes of war with Yoel Romero. I don't know if he's
Bro.
gonna necessarily speed up. I think at this
bro.
point, that's what I'm saying. Like the guy's done his wars. He did 25 minutes with Izzy. He got knocked out by Izzy. He got knocked out by Wonder Boy. I'm not saying. He still got
50 minutes behind closed doors with Yoel Romero.
He's still. Man, Jake really wants
Can
to
you
do the
behave
gay
yourself?
thing tonight, bro? What is going on? He's not even drunk. He just wants to do the gay thing. I don't get it. Nothing wrong with being gay, people. I don't know what Jake's into, but it's fine.
Relax, my friend.
Nah, so
You know
the guy's
exactly
been
what
with
I'm
some
doing.
battles.
Jake, it's Black History Month, not Pride Month. I'm gonna need you to calm down.
Yeah,
It
I'm
is
trying to
Black-
make sure Steve. I
come
want
on,
to
have
make
some
sure
respect.
Steve's not saying what I think he's saying. But go ahead.
Now Whittaker, I think he doesn't really deserve it. And as a Whittaker fan, like, I mean, look, middleweight.
Who deserves it?
That's what I'm saying. Middleweight. So
Who deserves it? If
weak
Whittaker
that-
doesn't deserve it, who deserves it?
There's nobody
middleweight,
there.
So, well, that's what I'm saying. It's not really a case for Robert Whittaker as much as a case against the whole division. Like, you can't say Robert Whittaker deserves it. Like, no one really deserves it. But I would understand if Robert Whittaker gets the shot. I would understand if Izzy gets the shot. That's what I'm saying. I would understand if Strickland got the shot. Like
What? So who's your number one candidate then?
Just give it to
for me,
Hamzat.
it's
No, what? He's the
I mean,
least guy.
I mean, at this point, it's just a popularity contest. If
Exactly.
This,
So
none
that's
of them
what-
deserve it. So
That's what I'm saying. If we're at
Yeah, I
that
think
point
I'd
in this
probably,
sport,
if anyone-
we're at that point in this sport, we're just like, all right, we're WWE. It's fucking. We're done with the whole. Merab's on a 10-fight win streak, and what they care about is his social media. Like, this is a joke of a sport at this point. If we're talking like that, so if that's the focus, then fucking put Kamzat in there. After that,
No,
put Bo Nickel in
They
there.
can't do that.
Let's just make this.
Are
fun.
we just gonna turn this into a shit show, or are we gonna keep
Pretty
some
much.
level of integrity?
Yeah.
Because if anyone, probably Strickland deserves the rematch the most, if anyone.
Sure. I'm not gonna. That's what I'm saying. No one's gonna argue with these. Like, these are just. What do you prefer?
they're all
I prefer
reasonable.
Izzy.
Yeah, these are all
prefer
reasonable
Izzy.
options.
You want to see Izzy back in there
Yeah.
for the 15th title shot?
Who cares about title shot? I just think he could be the best guy. Like I mean, you're looking at these terms and they're like, oh, title shot and this. It's cool and all, but like, I want to see the best motherfucker in there. Like, who is the best guy? I think Izzy, when he's good, is at his best. I don't think he necessarily performed very well in that Strickland fight, but it's like, there's a lot of fighters like that that just don't show up on that night. I think if Izzy shows up, I think that motherfucker's the best in the world. Can he still show up? I don't know. That's what's interesting. I would like to see that. It's the same with we're talking about Volkanovski right now. I think Volkanovski, when he's the fucking guy, unstoppable. I just don't think he has that anymore in him, or maybe not to the extent that we just saw. But no, I just want to see the best guy fight the best guy. I think Izzy's the best guy.
The sport's weird. I mean, once upon a time, these guys went to a split decision, right? Kelvin Gastelum and Izzy,
Yeah.
or were unanimous. But either way, it was like a 47-48.
split.
It was a really close
Yeah,
fight.
it was a great fight.
But then
I
you see
watched
which
that
way their
fight.
careers went after that. Like
Yeah.
this sport, you
so great.
really don't know, man. So it's like when the iron's hot, you got to try to capitalize on that opportunity as best as you can. So I think with that being said, I actually wouldn't be mad if Robert was able to sneak in there with the absence of Izzy, not competing for a while, needing the time off. Bobby's fresh in our minds and kind of has us excited for his next outing. I just do think he, like you said, Steve, he's taken a lot of damage over the years, and it probably would be wise for him to chill out after getting spinning wheel kicked in the head and not bounce back too quick.
A fucking Brazilian T-Rex. Like, that was insanity. But, I mean, again, I mean, you know this too. Like, you might just be in the right place at the right time. Like, if the UFC decides, hey, we need we need a middleweight main event on this card, Dricus says yes, Izzy says no. Guess what? Whittaker's in. Or if Whittaker says no, guess what? Strickland's in. It's just the next man up.
That's
so
true. Yeah.
I don't even know who's going to get it,
true.
but I think it's just going to be who's at the right time at the right place.
Yeah. It's even like the Leon Edwards thing. Like he's now Dana's giving him all this praise where I felt like before he kind of shitted on him a little bit. And this is my thing about Dana. I've said this. I wish he would do more of this because it builds the fighters up, and we know how the fans are that are his followers. They're cult like. Anything he says, they repeat it, they parrot it, and now this puts Leon in a completely different conversation with the perspective of himself to other people. Like perception is reality. So if someone tears you down and you respect that person, you just automatically tend to believe what they say. So now that he's saying how much of a boss he is, not turning down any fight, he pretty much accepted 3 opponents. My only thing is, if Bilal Muhammad was one of those opponents, I don't know if I believe that he turned down the fight. I do think there might have been something wrong with the date because of Ramadan being in March. So with that said, I don't know.
I feel like they offered it to 3 Muslim guys, and they all said no because it was Ramadan.
Yeah,
Hamzat.
I mean, look, I can't.
Hamzat said he won't fight April 13th. Bilal won't fight on Ramadan.
I don't even know if Hamzat can fight in the U.S.
Leon, it could, even if they offered it to Islam for the 170, for the double champ,
yeah,
he won't do it because it's Ramadan. Who else? Shavkat won't do it because it's Ramadan.
Yeah, that's all fair.
Who else is there?
No, like, I don't know. I really have no idea who they even mentioned. Like I just saw, again, that's what I'm saying. Like even like what you're saying too. Like the headlines are just Dana White, Leon Edwards, a certified badass, said 3. Like it's like
Yeah.
it was that easy. It was literally it's what
He coulda- if he
you
gave-
see all the
he
comments.
coulda
Oh
thrown
my
you
God,
one of those
Leon's
bones.
a fucking killer. Like Leon accepted yes or said yes to everybody. It's like
Yeah,
Dana,
man.
like is it really? It's that easy, brother? Like really? That's what's
Yeah,
that's
you
what
could do that
that's
for
how
every
sad
guy.
that is. Like.
But he couldn't. He didn't. Like it
I
would
know,
have been nice if
Jake,
he
it is
did
what
that
it
for
is,
you
like-
one time while you had the
Look,
belt.
we don't. I mean, just it is what it is. But like, that's what I'm saying. Like, it'd be nice, but that's not how it works. Unless he decides, for some reason, he needs you for something. This is the deal. All right.
Yeah. Yeah, it's wild. It really is wild.
Wow.
What we got? We got
Yeah.
Merab, man. How
What?
Come on.
good
now.
is that? Finally getting his long-awaited title shot. Man, I could not have been happier for the guy. And I tell you what, the whole fight week was tough, helping him cut the weight and everything working out. I'm pretty sure you guys are familiar with his pace in the gym. He doesn't slow down on fight week. It's the same intensity pretty much the entire way through. Fight day, I did 4 workouts Saturday. Yeah, 4 workouts on Saturday. One with Dean Thomas in the morning, hit pads for 20 minutes. Then I spar with Merab 3 rounds, 3 hard rounds, more of me in a squatted position so my height could drop, getting absolute dog shit kicked out of my calf. And he punched me in my eyeball one time, punched me in the back of my head. He did something to my kneecap. I was in a fight. I felt like afterwards I was in a fight. I was like, I need to sleep. And then I wrestled with Magdi right after we call him the main event, the Dagestani wrestler, 125er, hopeful.
Oh yeah.
We very competitive. So we did this for Merab's entertainment. He was like Julius Caesar. It was like Julius Caesar watching us. And he was like off with his head. But so after that, then we get to the arena and it happens all over again. And then he says, okay, I think I'm good. I think I'm good. So I sit down, I go, I take my mouthpiece out. I'm relaxing, bro. The mental decompression that I had, because my anxiety is through the roof. Because when you're warming up with somebody, you don't want them to, when they kick you and you check it, you don't want them to hit your elbow. So you almost just eat it and hope that it hits your forearm. He's throwing wheel kicks. You don't want to put your arm out and he hits it something wrong. Yeah. And then I'm chilling because I finally get to relax. Now, literally 30 seconds later, okay, maybe we go some more. And I was like, yo, bro.
Maybe we go some more.
I look at the guys. I'm just like, damn, what are you guys here for? It's just me getting my ass kicked the entire time.
So you're saying he sparred 10 rounds before his fight with Henry Cejudo?
Pretty much. We did at least what felt like 20 minutes in the back room. And he was saying at the post-fight presser, that maybe we should have did a little bit more because he started a little slow. I was like, yo, bro, no,
Jesus Christ
Please.
Almighty.
please no.
Please no. You got to bring an army with you next time.
Did he yell at anybody during the weight cut like this year? Or
I heard
how'd
there was a
that
couple.
go?
Of, I heard there was a couple of screams. He actually kicked me out from helping him cut the last few pounds.
Wow.
Oh wait, do tell.
I was actually taking. I was like,
Now you know how I felt last
What?
year
That's awesome.
when he kicked me out.
I mean, look, I get it too. Like, I mean,
Did you hear about that?
I've heard some things, yes.
He's like, "Fucking Jake, get the
Jake, what the
fuck
fuck I
out."
tell you?
I'm like, yo.
Fucking Jake.
Wait, when he kicked you out, how'd this go down?
Well, he didn't kick me out. He just said, "No, brother, I'm good. I don't need anybody. I don't want nobody there." I was like,
Ah.
oh. I was like, but you need somebody. He's like, okay, I just take Vato. I was like, but
Just
how's he
take
gonna?
Vato.
I was like, how's he gonna record and help you cut? But this is what I'm saying in my head. I'm like, hey man, it's your weight cut.
100%.
I'm like, I've been there for you before where he went on the treadmill in Utah by himself and he left with everybody and I finally found him and I helped him. And he was actually happy that I was able to like be there with him. And that's all I was telling him. I was like, brother, you just need to make sure that you don't pass out. You got to have at least 1 or 2 people with you. One to put the towels on you, help you dry off, take the stuff off, maybe bring you some ice. Like, it's just not good to do that by yourself. I know you don't want nobody to see you, but if you don't want nobody to see you, my thing was like, brother, so why are you recording this then? Why are you recording this? We're going to see you. But he doesn't want his face to be shown. He doesn't want nobody to see him like
At that time.
In the moment, I think it is.
Yeah.
He doesn't want people. Yeah.
I get
I'm
that.
like, brother, we all go through this. We all feel like this. Like, trust me, the biggest, baddest men, we all cut weight. Khabib, Islam, all these guys, John Jones.
Yeah.
When we cut weight like that, we all feel like we're in our most vulnerable state, just done, dying, famished,
Yeah, just
dry,
Cooked.
shish kebab, well done, finished, finitoed. I got
No, but I
nothing
mean,
else.
And
I
then
mean, despite that, he fucking.
I was literally
Yeah, right? No, just put on
somehow
a fucking
it doesn't
goddamn
affect
clinic.
his performance at
Nah,
all.
bro.
Like,
Put on a goddamn clinic out there. I don't know.
if
Taught
Merab
Henry
didn't have to
Cejudo
cut
an
weight,
MMA takedown session. You know how to show. He just picked him up and tossed him over to Zuckerberg, hit him with the spine buster. That was, again, incredible. That was
Spine
incredible
buster.
to watch, bro. The man. I mean, you could see Cejudo going to that 3rd round. He knew what the deal was at that point.
Yeah, I
He's
feel like I shed a tear watching that. Like,
that was
was a-
beautiful.
it was a proud moment.
No, that's actually
like,
beautiful.
I feel like the fans loved Merab too.
Yeah, no, I think
Oh.
he's finally getting his flowers a little bit. You know, like
Well, the Mexico thing at the presser was
That's
genius.
beautiful.
That came
Genius.
in clutch.
that was genius.
Dude, when he did that, I was listening to the press conference in my car, and I was literally in my car alone, listening to him do that, being like, "Let's go, Merab!
Viva Mexico.
I fucking love Merab!"
Mexico's
like,
behind
to
this
myself.
man forever. Let's go.
I'm saying this, and I like screen recorded. I showed everybody. I was like, "Yo, Merab is the man for this."
100%. I mean, again,
And the fans loved him. The crowd cheered like crazy for him.
again, this is we were talking about this before. The crazy part about it, like the guy's on a 10 fucking fight win streak. Like he just beat 3 former world champions in a
Yeah.
row. Like, and again, unfortunately, that's not what's gonna get him the title shot. What's getting him the title shot is he went over to Zuckerberg and talked to him. He's got a good social media following now, which is again fucking
Yeah, all of a
awesome.
sudden Dana's like got nice things to say
Yeah, now
about
people.
Merab.
That's what I'm saying. This is how,
And, like,
unfortunately, this is how the sport
Dana
works.
Dana wants to give Merab's next in line for the title
And
shot.
now, finally, like, and now again, like, this is just how the sport works.
he's going
Everyone's like,
viral.
because Merab dominated, everyone's like, yeah, like he's about to murder. He's gonna murder Sean O'Malley.
I think it's that,
like,
too.
bro. We got everyone's. It's still a fight. Everyone's got to get, do the right thing.
Aljo, how much do you think Merab's virality on social media as of late is contributing to Dana's being nice to him now? Plus the performance, obviously, but like,
Of course.
how much of it do you think is social media versus how easily he beat Henry Cejudo?
I think it was the perfect storm of both, if I'm being honest. I think if he had one without the other, it's not as great. But I do think even if he had such a great performance without the social media, I think the performance would have that would have stuck out for itself and really, I think that's kind of what captivated people, man. I mean, the moments that he had, he made it fun. They were like viral moments in the fight, picking him up, bringing him over to Zuckerberg, slamming him down, like you said, the spine buster, classic WWE, getting the front choke with the guillotine where he could probably pick him up off of his feet. He's squatting down with him, sticking his tongue out, looking at the crowd. I'm like, this is hilarious. this is like the viral moments we talk about when you're in there, having something that the fans could remember you by. That's gonna be like, damn, that person is cool. That was badass. I respect the hell out of that. Yo, I wish I could do that. Like, that's what people want to feel. That's what they want to think. They want the entertainment factor. Like, and I think Merab delivered on all those fronts. So kudos to him for that, man, because that's all him. And I think his personality is finally starting to shine, especially with the more he's able to speak better English. And now people are getting to hear his thoughts and his opinions and how he really thinks about stuff.
And again, couldn't happen to a really a better guy.
Yeah,
Like,
facts.
Yeah.
again, like we were saying, the guys at the gym, all the Georges at the gym, like, dude, this is a national holiday. This is the Super Bowl for us. And, you know, seeing videos of all the Georgian people waking up early in the morning to watch this guy fight, I think that's just fucking, how inspirational is that? Like, that's amazing to see. And this guy, you know, just coming from where he came from to where he is now, like, dude, the guy already won in life. I think it's just awesome to see.
And I want to tell his story, man. Like, obviously I wasn't there when he was coming from Georgia, but I know when he came over to the gym, I remember him being a construction worker. I didn't really know how he was making it to the gym because I knew construction was extremely hard. I was a phys ed teacher, and I was bitching and complaining about having to do the schedule, running to the gym and then running back home, running back to school to get back to work on time, making very little money and not sure where the road was going to lead. And then for him, doing something very similar, but with construction, coming up short in a couple fights in a row, quitting the sport, and then going back to work. And then after a couple of days or weeks, he had a revelation. It was just like, you know what, I'm going to give this one more shot, and gave it a try. Came back and rattled off a couple, I think 5 or 6 wins in a row, got signed on looking for a fight. And then from there, loses his first 2 fights in the UFC. And it almost starting to feel once again in his heart like, maybe this isn't for me. Maybe I'm not good enough. Maybe I don't belong with these guys. These guys are high level. You hear how he talks. These guys are high level. He's much better than me. And these are the thoughts he's really having to have. And then he gets an opportunity to come back and break that 2-fight losing skid. And from there, just goes on a run of a lifetime. And now he's finally getting his flowers. He's getting his appreciation, all the hard work, all the years, sacrifice, man, to be here, bro. That if that doesn't inspire you and make you want to run through a freaking wall and get up and get to work, I don't know what else will, because that guy is the definition of the American dream. Just everything he's been able to overcome and accomplish. And like you said, man, it couldn't happen to a nicer guy, funnier guy. He's just an overall just good dude, man. So I'm super excited for him to fight for UFC gold and be the next Georgian UFC champion. And I do believe that's going to happen sometime this year, whether it's against Cheeto or Sean O'Malley.
Well said.
And that's it.
That's it. That's all I got.
That's it.
All right.
But before we move on, I do want to say, like, I just want to get a little clarity on this, because I know Dana once again brought this up in the presser, saying, you know how much I dislike when people say they don't want to fight each other. This is the fight business. You fight everybody. And let's just point out the facts. Me, my team, we were never offered, and when I say my team, my management, never offered a contract to ever fight Merab. As far as I know from Merab and him and I talking, he was never offered a contract to fight me. So I don't even know why that whole narrative came about, because they were asking if we were going to fight each other, and we said no. It was never like, well, Dana offered you the title shot, you turned it down. That never happened. So I hate when people keep saying that he turned down the title shot because you were cock blocking him, or people were saying all these stupid things. I'm like, but brother, that never even happened. That was never even a conversation, because they never even made it an actual reality. They just put it out to kind of see if we would turn on each other and make it seem like that was the reason why he wasn't getting the title shot. Because I already said, like, dude, I only got a couple more fights at this weight, because I can't make the weight anymore. I really don't think I can. At least if I'm going to try to do it, it's got to be like once or twice a year. I just can't do that back to back. It's extremely hard. And as active as I've been, it takes a toll. So I just want to make sure we clear that up. And he should have gotten the shot before Cheeto, but because of the history, and then people are trying to change that narrative. And I just want to make sure we point out the facts and call a spade a spade. He was never given a title shot against me, and he should never have been leapfrogged by Cheeto, number 6, after beating Pedro Munez by split decision after getting 45-50 by Corey Sandhagen. I'm not knocking Cheeto. Like, Cheeto's a phenomenal fighter, but the facts are the facts. You weren't the guy that deserved the shot. Best of luck to him in his fight, but he wasn't the guy that deserved the shot. It should have been either a rematch or, as I said, I was going to vacate. If I wasn't getting a rematch, then enter Merab. Here's your shot at the goal. And he had to fight one more tough fight, roll the dice one more time. And thankfully, he succeeded. And now he gets to show the world what he's made of. It's just, you guys know how I feel about it. The more we roll the dice, the more risk, the more chances we take, there's more likely you're going to lose. So it's just unfortunate that he had to roll the dice one more time, but I'm just glad he got the job done.
It's really cool how you guys stuck to your guns on that, and now it's like actually working out the way you had hoped it would. Like he's finally getting his title shot. He didn't have to fight you. Like, it's kind of cool how like it just the way you envisioned it is how it's actually happening. So
yeah, Khabib and Islam didn't have to fight each other. How about Jonathan Martinez and Chris Gutierrez? They're in the top 15 with each other. Why aren't they being offered fights with each other? Like, don't make this a weird thing, because it was never like that. I just hate that narrative, because people are saying, well, if he did offer you the title shot, were you going to fight him? It's like, no, but don't try to twist the story. The guy was a number one contender. He beat the guy 45-50 to him, probably 43-50 against the boogeyman, the former champion that everyone thought was going to reign on the division, over the division for a very long time, and made it look easy, So
Yeah.
I think people are starting to realize how good he really is. And I wasn't just blowing smoke up people's asses saying what I feel when I train with him. The guy is good, man. He's good. And I'm telling you guys, Steve, you haven't trained with him in a while. He's getting better, man. And that's the scary part. He is still getting better. Like, he's actually taking instruction. He's working on combination stuff that, like code stuff. And I'm like, okay, I see you. Go ahead with your bad self, brother. Go ahead with your bad self.
No, he's dangerous. He's always been dangerous, and the guy's got I've never seen cardio like that in my entire life. That is just fucking unreal. Like, I gotta say, like, even for Cejudo, that's got to be a terrifying feeling, because he kind of said it in the pre-fight. Like, if I can't beat a guy like Merab, and I get what he was saying. Like, it's a simple puzzle to solve. Like, the guy's gonna come at you like a fucking dog and put you down on your ass. It's your job to stop it, and he just was incapable of stopping it. And like, that's got to be the shittiest.
He could for a while.
For a round. And that's what I was like. I think anyone can do it for maybe a round.
He was able to like kind of do like I think he took the Merab down in the first round.
Yeah, he was able to. Look, he probably edged that and that's what sucks too.
But it got to a point where it was like anything Henry did wasn't working anymore. Nah, it was like Merab's just in control.
To me, it was like, even when he tried to hit that inside trip on Cejudo in that third round, I was like, oh shit, it's like a WWE finishing move. Like, that's his big move. And when Merab reversed it, I'm like, brother, it's game. Like, it's already game, but like, now this man is mentally he should have just tapped out right there. And imagine that's a 5-rounder. Come on now. Like, that's how it's supposed to be. Like, that's a number one contender fight. That could have been, if that was 5 rounds, I mean, Merab just hurts that man. So I think Cejudo at that point is probably ecstatic that was only 3 rounds.
Yeah, I mean, he caught him early, but Merab has a good chin, toughness. We saw it with the Marlon fight, and he weathered the storm, came back. And I even told him when he took him down after, then he got taken down right back at the in-between rounds. I was like, he only got you because you got over-aggressive. Like, still use your feints and pressure, but don't go too far in, because that's how he was able to get underneath you and snatch that single where he kind of almost hit like a sweeping single where Merab, it was almost like a duck under, the way he was able to catch him coming in forward, lunging in, and get that takedown. But then he made the adjustments, and he showed like he's thinking in there. And it was just a great performance. I gotta go back and watch it again. And now I'm taking notes, So it's crazy how, I love the sport, man, and I just love how well these guys are doing, and it's always fun and nice to see.
Oh yeah.
We have the 300 main event that was just announced finally. Now, this is a banger, big shoes to fill. The only thing I'm kind of curious about, and Jamal's my guy. He trains out here in Vegas now too. I'm just hoping that his Achilles, because I just feel they couldn't get some other main events. You go to the next best thing that you could get, right? And I just hope he's not pushing something that could be knock on wood, end up in another catastrophic injury. I'm not trying to speak that into existence. I'm hoping that everything heals up and is 100% A-okay when he steps in there, because obviously Poaton's a tough dude. He uses a lot of calf kicks. We all know that. Jamal's a very smart fighter. I don't know if you guys had an opportunity to sit and talk with him, but the dude is phenomenal when it comes to like breaking down fights and looking at stuff and getting reads and things like that. So I think he's gonna be locked in and ready to go. But it would just be, for me, it would be, I think I'd be doing the fans a disservice if I didn't acknowledge that, because I want to make sure they get all the information and understand, like, hey, this is potentially a risk. We don't know. He says he's feeling good. I'm hoping everything's as good as he's saying it is, and he could go through a full healthy training camp and get ready to fight a tough dude in Poatan. This is gonna be a banger, man.
Definitely. And I think what you're saying too, like with the Jamal Hill thing, like it's like Volk was probably feeling good too, but like your body, you don't know what your body's going to be like on fight night, especially with all the conditions you're in. Like at this point, it's only fitting that the UFC 300 main event would end with an injury, honestly, that the guy fucking takes a step and his ankle just explodes. Hopefully not, you know what I'm saying? But like,
no, bro, come on.
Nah, come on. I like Jamal Hill. But like, that's just, unfortunately, the way UFC 300 kind of went along. I think that's kind of the only way that would make sense. But it's a banger fight. Does it make sense for UFC 300 the way it was hyped up? Not really, but it is a banger fight. I'm definitely down to watch it. It's gonna be, I'm excited to see how it goes.
Who else would you put on there though? There's really nobody else available.
I was thinking they were gonna do like Izzy Dreykus or something.
Yeah, that would be.
Is that a bigger fight, you think, than Jamal Hill and Poatan?
I think it's a bigger fight.
I think
Izzy.
Yeah, Izzy and Dreykus, I think, is a bigger fight.
You think so? Even after him just leaving it all on the line at MSG the way that he did, I felt like he won over so many fans.
That storyline has been like hyped up for 7-8 months now. The Izzy Dreykus storyline.
Yeah, and I think
Izzy's
the
biggest.
comeback,
Izzy's still the biggest star who's active. I think.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Like, who's bigger? That's actually fighting
right now. I mean, look, Ilia's got the potential. I don't know.
Dylan
right now.
Yeah, Dylan, and Dylan.
You can't say
because he spits hot fire.
Ilia's not even in the same stratosphere as Izzy right now.
No, I know, but I'm saying like he's got the potential to do it. But I think Izzy, I agree with that. Izzy,
I think he has potential.
If you can't get a McGregor,
I don't know, dude. I think Ilia winning the way that he did might have quadrupled his star power overnight.
Bro, but we're talking about Israel
internationally.
Adesanya.
You're right. Now, internationally, I think you're right. But I think he needs he needs 1 or 2 title defenses before he's like just an actual like star. I think he's a star. But
we're talking about like what, 8-time champion?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Izzy's
who's
resume,
headlined
everything.
How many pay-per-views? Like,
again, even just the storyline of his comeback fight, I think that would hype a lot of people up. So I think Izzy would be the guy, but
that's really what I thought they were gonna do. I swear to God.
I thought they were gonna just wait for the McGregor call. Like I thought they were gonna be able to get McGregor in there by then. But whatever.
This is a banger fight, though.
That's a banger.
This is a sick fight.
But
this is like a guaranteed good, like sick fight to watch.
It's fine,
look who we got on the card though. We got Gaethje Holloway.
It's a banger fight.
Poatan, Jamal Hill, 2 champs.
Yep. Banger fight.
Then you have Prochazka, right?
Huh?
Wait, hold on.
Oh, Jerry Prochazka, yeah.
Who's on this card?
No, it's a banger card. But okay, look, again, this is what like we were talking about earlier. Like, I'm here. I want to see. Maybe this is like a weird, but I want to see the best fight the best. I want there to be stakes involved in each fight. And I don't mean that like personal stakes. I want to see like, okay, this is going to be the #1 contender. This guy's next in line for this. Like, if you look at UFC 299, for example, I love the storylines behind it. Like, here's Dustin Poirier, longtime vet, fighting Benoit Saint Denis, the next up and coming guy, hungry. They got what is it? Sarukian and Charles Oliveira, who's the next guy for the lightweight title. They got obviously O'Malley and Chito Vera for the belt. Like every fight has to me like serious, legitimate stakes to it. 300's a dope card. There's a lot of fun fights on there. Like I don't know what that means for this. I want to see like Holloway versus Gaethje, phenomenal fight, great fight. What does that fight mean? They're fighting for a BMF belt. Like what the like?
I think there's get pay-per-view points for that too.
Gaethje gets pay-per-view.
No, that's all cool. But like Holloway's a featherweight. Like Gaethje's a lightweight.
That's still a sick fight.
No, I'm not arguing that at all. It's a great fight. A guaranteed banger.
Guaranteed banger.
Even and
I think all these fights are guaranteed banger fights.
That's not what I'm saying. Like, I'm
trying to pull it up right now.
I got it right now. UFC 300.
Yeah.
Now we got Aljo fucking choking out Calvin Kattar. It's a banger card.
And I think
To me, that's
I
not the best
I
thing
think
ever.
this is the best fight on the entire card is Zhang Weili versus Yan Xiaonan. I think
It's a
that
great fight.
yeah.
Oh yeah, I forgot that was on the card too.
Yeah.
But
No,
who
that's
else?
the best one.
That's all on the main card.
Main card.
For 300?
Yeah, I would
yeah.
think 300.
Wait, Sarukian and Oliveira's on. It says it's on
Oh,
300.
300? Oh, that's actually dope.
Wait,
That's
what?
a great card.
Are you sure?
It says it's on here. I'm looking at it right now.
Oh yes, we said that at the Q&A. That is right. That is correct.
Oh,
They're
wow.
on our card.
Yo, what?
No, they got some great fights on here.
Yeah, so
this is like the craziest card of all time.
maybe
the
this card
craziest
is a
card of
lot
all
better than
time.
what we were giving it credit
217.
for.
No,
Wait,
it's a
I think
good
it was
card.
always this sick though.
You know
What,
what it
the-
was? We didn't have a good main
I-
event yet. We didn't have a main event yet. I think that's
Yeah,
what.
like everyone was like making it out to be like it's gonna like people like
Okay,
the-
so okay,
the
real quick.
expectations
All right,
put on
the
it.
main card of UFC 299. Peter Yan, Song Yadong for first fight on the main card. Gilbert Burns, Jack Della Maddalena, second fight. Kevin Holland versus the debuting Michael Page, third fight. Co-main event: Dustin Poirier versus Benoit Saint Denis. Last fight: Sean O'Malley, Marlon Vera.
I'm saying 300 is better than that.
It's a more fun card. I think these fights have.
These are great fights though.
I think these fights have more stake to each division. Like Peter
I see
Yan,
I see what you're saying, Steve. Like Yang and Song could be a
Bro.
big shakeup in the bantamweight division.
that could be the next. Who's the next guy? Like who's right there to be like?
Yeah, like what if Peter Yan just like kills him?
What if Peter Yan fucking runs through this guy? He's still that
That
guy.
would be
He's
insane.
on a two fight losing streak.
Well, then if Song wins, then it's like he's the guy now.
And then Song is like, yo, I'm ready. I'm ready for that next step up. Like he had a great fight with.
I mean, I don't know. I feel all
No,
these
these are
fights
comparable. These are comparable.
I mean, you got
in terms of excitement, I think this is a great card. But like, to me, I just think 299 has more fights with meaning, in my opinion. Even look.
Wait, hold on.
And I'm a huge Alex Pereira fan, by the
Oliveira
way.
versus Sarukian is the exact same thing as
That one,
Poirier
that's fair too.
and
No, that's fair. To
Saint-Denis.
me, that's the most important fight if you're looking at that. Because even
And then Aljo versus Calvin.
that's like
That's
to me,
some of the highest stakes I think there could be.
yeah. It's like Peter Yan. It's kind of like the Peter Yan
Yeah.
Song Yadong fight. And this, yeah, right. Like, is Aljo gonna show that he can be fucking the guy at 145? Like he can prove
Like, can
himself
he
at this
do
weight,
it how
or
he
is this
did
guy
it?
the
Yeah.
mainstay that's been there for a while?
Can he do it again? This time
what I'm
at
saying. Like,
145.
Can you
On
be
the
that
next
good
episode
at
of
a
Dragon
new
Ball
weight
Z,
class?
let's
Like-
find out, baby. Let's go.
And then Bo
I'm
Nickel
saying yes,
versus
let's
Cody
get it.
Brundage. Can Bo Nickel beat a guy who he's supposed to beat?
Yeah,
That's
that's
a lot of.
yeah.
Can he
Wait.
beat a guy who
He's on what card?
300.
that's on 300?
He's fighting Brundage on 300.
This man said he's fighting
Wait,
Brundage.
Bo Nickel.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
You know,
300 's
no,
a
this
good
one's
card.
a little bit closer. It's Bo's only a
Figueiredo.
minus 1450 on this one.
Yo, fuck those
1450.
odds,
only-
man.
That's crazy.
He's
We know-
only a
we-
minus.
we know what we're
1450.
talking about.
Last time I think he was a
Yeah.
minus 7,000.
yeah, right.
He-
Yeah. Well, to be fair, that was a short notice.
I think he
I'm
has
just
a
saying, at least this one's a little bit closer. You know.
respect to Brundage, but I think when you have a prospect like
Brundage knows what the deal is going into that fight. Like,
yeah,
he's
if
being brought
Brundage
in to
doesn't know
lose.
he's the B side, something
That's
is
what I'm
wrong.
saying. You know, you're being brought in to lose. Your job is to prove these motherfuckers wrong.
All right,
if you
but
can do it, dope. If not, sorry about that,
If
buddy.
Bo wins, can we start giving him like better matchups?
If Bo wins,
Yeah.
I don't care. If he
That's
gives
what
me
I
a
was
title
kind of
shot.
hoping for.
Can we do that at some point in time?
Look,
I like him.
the
He's
UFC
he's a good dude, man. But
100%.
he's got
Look,
a.
how about this? This
Yeah.
is my comparison. Alex Pereira. I'm the biggest Alex Pereira fan, by the way. Like he's legitimately maybe my favorite fighter, like actively.
Fair.
That hurts me right here.
Guys, sorry about that, Aljo. He's 7-1. You don't think there's a light heavyweight out? Like, to me, the light heavyweight belt is like, you're the guy.
Yeah, but
You're telling me there's not a light heavyweight in the world that can't take Alex Pereira down and beat him one day? Like, it's hard
Dude,
for me.
no one's
he's
done it,
7-1. He gave him the perfect fights to get to Izzy. He knocked out Izzy. Again, it's cool. Like, he got the belt in 5 fights or whatever. He beat Blachowicz. You could argue he lost to Blachowicz.
Yuri, I feel like Yuri could have taken him down.
After a year, Yuri took him down. Yuri's not a wrestler.
He has
Phil
the-
Davis
he
could
has
go
some
in there
grappling.
tomorrow, and I think he could win the UFC light heavyweight title. I think Ryan Bader could go in there tomorrow. Corey Anderson. That's what I'm saying. Like, these are all
Nah, they get
fine.
slept by the left hand.
Corey Anderson. I think he still takes him
Nah,
down.
the
Like,
left hand knocks them out, bro.
I hope.
It's gonna find the chin.
But to me, to be like
On one of those
even that
takedown
fight, to be
attempts.
like, oh, that's the best light heavyweight in the world. The best light heavyweight in the world is John Jones when he's not eating whatever he wants. All right, like John Jones goes in there tomorrow and still sleeps.
Nah,
these guys. Like,
he gets slept by
it
the
just
left
is
hand.
what it is. But like, again,
I'm saying John Jones
this is just where we're at.
I'm saying
John Jones is taking that ass down, bro.
starches.
John Jones is hitting a
No.
low single,
Wait,
and
hold
that
on.
man
You're
is
telling
out in
me-
48 seconds.
You're
Like,
telling me that Alex Pereira, who knocked out Israel Adesanya, isn't gonna knock out John Jones?
what does that mean? What is like knocking out
Do you hear
Izzy
this guy?
compared to? This is not Taekwondo jit. This is MMA.
No,
This
this
is
is
the
listen
real
to him.
stuff.
You can't even listen to
You
him.
hear this guy?
This is crazy.
You're telling me I sound crazy?
Like, I just
Alex Pereira is 7-1, and you're saying John Jones is gonna. beat
John
him?
Jones is what?
I don't know.
Like 27 and 28 and 0, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like 20.
Yeah, but that left hand, bro.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
Okay. I'm
Sidebar.
done.
oh,
Shout out Nerd Focus.
is that it?
Get you to. That was it.
Thank you, Aljo.
Thank you,
Nah, I'm
Nerd Focus, for sponsoring the podcast. So did we make predictions? Did
For
we?
which
We
card?
kind of did, but not really.
For this card?
No, for the 300 main event, we started.
Oh.
Kind of went off on a little bit of a
I
tangent.
think,
Alex Pereira.
yeah, I think Pereira.
No, I don't think so, actually.
I think Jamal Hill coming off the injury, it's a lot to ask of him.
No. I think
Yeah,
Jamal
I
Hill is
can't-
actually a lot better.
I mean,
him.
I don't know how Jamal Hill's wrestling is, to be fair.
Well,
That could be the X
Jamal
factor.
Hill, like when Aljo, when he came over that day and like was talking to you about the striking, that made me realize like how smart he is,
Yeah,
and like I think Jamal Hill is a much more all around guy than Alex Pereira, but he can. I still think he could stand up with him.
he said he was.
He said he was, but everyone says that.
But I feel like I don't know. I feel like Jamal Hill is definitely the better MMA fighter.
I think everyone Pereira's fought has been
And
a
he's
better
big.
MMA fighter.
I don't know.
Like,
Pause.
Yeah, it only takes one though, man. If Jamal can find an opening and do what he does best and land one on the chin, I think it's
Yeah.
sweet dreams. I really
absolutely.
do. That was a little
205
cheesy.
too. The guy's got the power. I mean,
Sweet dreams. But
I
yeah,
think
you
Jamal,
can't overlook Alex Pereira, what he's done in such a short amount of time. I think he's getting better with time, and yeah, I don't know. I can't. That's a tough one for me to call.
He
I mean,
also
I'm
has
leaning
global.
towards Jamal though. I just think he's gonna have the speed advantage, and I think that could be enough for him to kind of just get in and get out.
Yeah. Then again, Pereira could just knock him out.
I mean,
That's a guaranteed banger of a fight.
yeah,
That's like a fight where it's like this can't possibly be boring.
probably, yeah.
I don't think it
agree
could
with
be,
that.
unless one guy just dances around.
How's Jamal Hill's wrestling? I don't know. That's something I don't. There's a lot of factors in this fight. Actually, I'm curious about. Like, it is a cool fight.
Supposedly Jamal can wrestle. That's what he told
They say
me.
he can wrestle. He's told.
He says he just doesn't like using it. He don't need to use
All
it.
right.
I'm
All
like,
right,
I
Jamal
bet,
Hill.
bet.
Jamal Hill might be able to
Say
get this
less.
shit done.
Yeah.
I'm saying Jamal Hill.
Okay, so we got that. I
Wait,
don't know.
who's your prediction?
Jamal Hill.
You said
I'm
Jamal?
leaning towards Hill. I'm not saying Pereira has no chance. It's a fight, and obviously the injury is a factor. But I think skill wise, I just feel Hill has a little bit more tools. And I think that's going to be the difference, especially that speed. Kind of gonna it might remind us of like Whittaker and Paulo Costa with the speed advantage. It's kind of the way I'm looking at it.
Oh wow, that's actually.
But Costa landed some big shots, which I'm saying Pereira can land some big shots too. But I think overall, pound for pound, I think Hill is just a little bit higher. I don't
I
know.
think
We'll
that's pretty
see.
fair.
It should be a fun one. We'll find out April 13th.
I think
Two
Hill
hit.
is actually the best light heavyweight right now.
Yeah, I think that's a fair argument.
Like based on, I actually have talked to him and met him, so I have a little bit of bias, but I feel like his IQ is up there.
Jake, I feel like you should make 205 and then challenge them.
I think naturally, I'm too small for 205.
Nah, I think you're
Actually.
actually the perfect frame.
No, you're like the same height as me, bro.
Definitely not.
You're 3 inches shorter than me. I'm not a fucking 205er.
but
I need to lose a lot of weight.
I mean, DC was able to do it. Is all I'm saying.
that's it.
DC's
DC did it.
DC, that's it. DC
Chris
do it.
Barnett.
Jake Fine. Chris Barnett, and
DC
Jake
was also
Fye
like
now.
an Olympic wrestler, and I've literally done 3 months of Taekwondo.
Yellow belt.
Pretty much it. I did have a mean spinning back kick, but anyway, let's move on.
I think we're all good though. I know we got this card coming up, but
Yeah. Now they got 2 good fights on there. I would say 2. But they got a
yeah, I
couple
mean
good
there are
fights on
some good fights on there. I'm just kind of like, I don't know if we
Exhausted
need
from
to do
these
that
fights.
right now. Maybe we
Nah.
could do something like Wednesday.
I gotta get some sleep. Wednesday.
Yeah,
Wednesday's doable.
I still have to edit this.
Yeah, and
And
I gotta
it's
go pick up my
midnight.
wife.
Hey.
Wife.
Oh, she left New York. All right.
You're married
Well,
now?
So, thank you guys for tuning
Thank you
in.
guys. Yep. Like, subscribe. You know how this thing goes, everybody. Come on.
Like, subscribe.
Welcome to Steve's
Comment.
YouTube channel, guys.
Let's go. The weekly Steves.
I
like that, actually.
Steve's. That's actually
Thank you
pretty
guys
good.
for joining Steve's YouTube channel and Garmar Joban.
Gamma Joman.
Garma Joba,
I don't know what that.
Garmar Joban, right? Garmar
Wow.
Jos.
Garma Joba.
We love you, Georgia. Georgia, thank you.
All right.
All hail the king.
Peace.